This podcast is brought to you by the Prodcast Network. Podcasts for Protestants.
Roleplay, 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 roleplay. Roleplay, roleplay. Roleplay, 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 roleplay. Roleplay, roleplay. We're all part of Jackie's army. We're all off to Italy. And we'll really shake them up when we win the World Cup. 'Cause Roleplay are the greatest podcast.
Well, here we are again. I say we, I mean me. It's just me right now. Just Simon. Ryan is not here. Now, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not saying he's not here for the whole episode. You've already heard him this episode when you were listening to our beautiful rendition of Ole, 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 repurposed as roleplay, 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 roleplay. Actually pretty clever because that's the name of the podcast. Turned into a song. Pretty smart stuff, no big deal. You heard him there, and you're going to hear him later on for all the important bits of the podcast. You're going to hear him playing his role, getting interviewed by me. You're going to hear him interviewing me as my role, when I'm playing my role. You're going to hear us rolling the dice, and then you're going to hear us playing the roles that the dice has dictated that we play based on where it lands. So you're going to be getting a lot of Ryan right after this little preamble. So for those of you out there going, oh no, what the hell? No, Ryan, I only listen to this for Ryan. Ryan's the one I like. I don't even like the other guy. I can't even remember his name. That lanky prick. That ugly, lanky loser. Cool it, all right? Cool it with the personal insults, first of all. And second of all, don't worry. You're going to get some Ryan. And you know what? Just because I'm a great guy, because I know how much you love Ryan, even though he's not physically here with me right now recording this little bit, I knew it wouldn't be right if we didn't have a little bit, whatever we could manage to get of Ryan for this section in his absence. So here's what I did. I got onto our tech AI overlords. I got onto the bug-eyed salamanders out in Silicon Valley who sort out all the AIs. And I said to them, guys, I'm going to need you to work your tech magic and conjure up for me a little bit of Ryan. I want you to manufacture some Ryan that I can use in this preamble. And they said, Simon, we can do that, but such is the nature of the technology these days, it's not developed enough to give you a fully fledged Ryan. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to just condense it. We're going to only be able to give you a small segment, a smidge, the tiniest bit of Ryan, but it's going to sum him up. We're going to be able to give you one sentence to use in his voice, and that sentence is going to contain Ryan at his most basic level. Ryan's humor, his personality, all of his essence condensed into one single line. So I said, look, guys, if that's all we can do, that's all we can do. I'll take it. So they sent it through to me. Here it is. I'll play it for you. Ryan, condensed, boiled down into one single snippet of audio. Here is Ryan Carrick.
I think I'm starting to go bald.
So there you have it. That's Ryan. That's his essence. That's his being. Little bit limited, obviously. Not a ton we can do with that, but there's actually more we can do with it than you might think. Let me give you an example. Ryan, if we were to talk about a footballer who used to play football but no longer plays it today, but he used to play it and he used to play it quite well, what might you say to describe what he used to do? For example, if I were to say Roy Keane is now retired, But back in the 2000s, he...
Bald.
See? There's one. If I were to say, Ryan, is your favorite type of eagle the golden eagle? Or is it the
Bald.
eagle? So, another example there. Third thing you might be able to do, Ryan, when you found out that you lost your hair, what did you do? Did you curl up in a and then lie on the ground and cry so much that what you were doing could only be described by someone saying he?
Bald.
Lots of options. Lots of possibilities there. So never think that when the AI overlords send you one small sentence that you're limited by that sentence, because a little bit of wiggle room there, work a little bit of magic, and you can create loads of fun little sentences for yourselves. Guys, thank you so much to everybody who listened to episode 1 of Roleplay. We love you all. We love you equally. Actually, those of you who listened to episode 1 and then came back for this episode 2, we actually love you more than the people who just listened to episode 1. So if you see any of them, tell them that you're our favorite children. Thank you so much for listening. Keep listening. Rate it 5 stars. I've been told that's a thing that is good for podcasts. So rate it 5 stars. Keep listening. Keep pumping up those numbers that saw us reach the dizzying heights on day 1 of the 38th most popular comedy podcast in Ireland. We always said that 38 was our favorite number. Isn't that right, Ryan?
Bald.
It is. I can assure you 38 is Ryan's favorite number, as it is mine. Unless we go higher, then that will become our favorite number until we ultimately reach number 1 and rule the world of Irish comedy podcasting. We also absolutely love the sketch ideas and role ideas that you guys have been sending us in for roles to play and for sketches to put on the dice at the end, for the end segment of each episode. And we don't just love 1 or 2 of the ideas you've been sending us. We love of them. So keep sending them in. For any newcomers who are here, this is Roleplay, a comedy improv role-playing podcast hosted by me, Simon Hennessy, and him, Ryan Carrick, who thinks he might be going bald, apparently. Ryan is going to play the first role in today's episode. I'm going to interview him as that particular role. But before we get down to that, how about a quick word from the sponsor of today's episode?
Are you tired of paying full price for your TV channels?
Yes.
Sick of splashing out at the cinema for the newest movies?
Oh my God, yes.
Do you have Facebook Marketplace?
No.
Then look no further. The Dodgy Box is here. Here at Dodgy Box, we commandeer and modify Android boxes or Amazon Fire Sticks so you can stream premium content from across the globe. And we're allowed to do that.
Operating or watching content on these devices is completely legal and carries absolutely no risk of civil action, criminal prosecution, or large fines for users and operators. If you hear that the authorities are clamping down, don't listen. They're stupid idiots. Our motto is, and always has been, fuck Sky. And Virgin Media can fuck off too. I'm only messing.
The Dodgy Box is available at random phone repair shops, Facebook Marketplace, and from that lad your dad knows from the pub. Dodgy Box. There's nothing dodgy about it.
Welcome back to Roleplay. We've got a very special guest here in the studio. Some listeners might even be listening to this interview while sitting and traveling on his creation. That's right, you guys. I am joined by the creator of Dublin Bus, Mr. Gus Depot. Gus, thank you so much for joining us today.
Beep, beep. How are you doing? Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here on role play. I've heard that you guys are the greatest podcast.
Yes.
So yeah, it's brilliant. Role play.
Role play.
We're all part of Jackie's army. Yeah,
We certainly are. Yes. Thank you so much, Gus. And tell me this, Gus, straight off the bat, how'd you get here today?
Well, I walked.
Okay. I thought I was kind of, because obviously you're Mr. Dublin Bus, I was trying to kind of...
Yeah, no, I don't take the bus now myself. I wouldn't be caught dead on it, but I did walk here. It's important to get the steps in, folks.
That is very true. Okay, well, Gus, obviously, despite being more of a fan of walking yourself, you're most famously known for the role you've had to play in public transport in this city. So let's take it all the way back to the beginning of your journey, not your walking journey here.
I don't know what you mean. But yes, many years ago, I had the ingenious idea of bringing about a lot of transport change within this city, within this great city I bleed blue, up the Dubs. And what I did was I invented a bus service that would service the entirety of the Dublin population. And you like this, at the time I decided to call it Dublin Bus. As it is a bus service within the city limits of Dublin.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice. And so you created Dublin Bus, which is of course a bus within the city limits of the city of
Dublin.
Dublin.
Do we have city limits?
You tell me, Gus. You're the one who's just announced that we do. Now you seem a little unsure.
I just mean it's a bus. It's a bus in Dublin.
Yeah.
Dublin.
Okay. And this, I mean,
Dublin Bus.
This lack of clarity that you seem to have straight off the bat, it won't come as a huge surprise to some of our listeners, Gus, Mr. Gus Depot, because quite a few people in anticipation of this interview were very quick to write in with some of their criticisms, because over the years, Dublin Bus, your brainchild, your baby, has drawn quite a bit of criticism from regular users, from passengers, with regards to a multitude of issues.
Mm-hmm.
And what, Gus, Mr. Gus Depot, would you have to say to some of your passengers who are, shall we say, a little less than happy with the services provided by Dublin Bus?
So thank you so much, Simon, for asking that question. I really do appreciate it, and I'd like to address those concerns, voiced by the public who enjoy my services. Basically, when I was younger, I had this idea, this ingenious idea, to bring about a service that would offer buses that just disappear out of nowhere, much to the annoyance of anyone looking to use my public transport. So when you're standing at a bus stop and the real-time information will be on the board at the stop,
yes,
which we have provided, to the public, which is which is brilliant. And it will say something like the 142 Rathmines, 3 minutes. And whoever's standing at the bus stop will say, brilliant, I can go and get that bus to Rathmines.
Brilliant all round so far.
Absolutely. A place where I might walk or enjoy food or drink, time with friends.
Yeah, all sorts of things. You can do there.
Great things to be doing. And it's something that we offer to the general public of people within the city limits of Dublin. And so what we wanted to offer then was the bus would then disappear out of nowhere.
Okay.
From the board. Yeah.
So what you're saying,
as if almost the bus ceased to exist, but obviously that is not possible. It was almost as if the bus driver was driving down the road and then ended up in some sort of parallel dimension, some sort of ether, but no, in fact the bus was never coming in the first place. Yes.
Okay, all right, yeah, as if it had disappeared. If I can just go back a little, Mr. Gus.
Yes.
Depot.
Gus Depot.
What you're saying is that this feature whereby the buses disappear from the board,
yes,
much to the annoyance, as you said, of the passengers.
So annoying.
So annoying.
Yes.
That's not some sort of accident, that's not some sort of error, but that's actually a intentional design feature.
100%.
of yours.
Yes, it was something that was from the very beginning of Dublin Bus. We didn't have the technology there initially,
No.
but now we do with the real time information and the apps as well. We have the app where you can check bus times, and people say, "Oh, can we top up our credit for the bus on that?" No, that is a separate app. Of course, we would not put those on the same app. And then as well as that, no. But as well as that, now you know other things that we have, that maybe other public transport systems don't have, is chewing gum on the seats is something that we have introduced, and I say that other public transports don't have that because they may have that, but they never intentionally had that. But that was always part of the decor for us. And then as well, to bring about a certain kind of atmosphere and vibe on the bus, we encourage people to play music and TikToks out loud on their phones to really kind of invade other people's ear space and things like that.
So, just to be clear,
Yes,
some of the things that you've rattled off there,
100%.
100% of the things you rattled off, I guess. Phantom buses, gum on the seats, a different
Gum on the seat.
gum on the seats.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's what you said.
That is what I said. Chewing gum on the seats. Different apps. One for checking the times of your bus, another for topping up. Loud TikToks being played. All of these are, would you believe, specifically the things that our listeners were messaging in to complain about. But you're saying that far from being accidents, issues that you want to address, these were actually core aims and intentions of yours when designing the bus within the city limits. Can I just ask, Mr. Gus Depot, why was it so important to you to have these things, which I think you can agree people really hate?
Well, look, it was always important to me to, do something slightly different and kind of go against the grain. And look, you still have people using the bus, so they must like it even a little bit. And I think
sure.
Irish people, don't we love to complain? Don't we love to complain?
We do love to complain.
Yeah.
We do love to give out about
We
it,
do. So look, I think I'm offering something that will be remembered for a long time.
It will. You know what?
You like it? You like it?
You've got a certain charm about you, Mr. Gus Depot. You've a twinkle in your eye. You've a pep in your step.
Thank you.
Which I imagine is enjoyed by many people watching you walk, because as we've established, you're a walker, so am I. We have that in common.
Yeah, I would never get the bus.
No.
Dublin Bus is a joke. It's crap. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. The Lewis now, that's something I'd be kind of in favour of.
There's
Yeah.
a good service. Runs on time, clean, no weird kind of app things going on. Well, I suppose actually it's a similar situation.
And I wouldn't get on the red line either, obviously for obvious reasons. But look, thanks a million.
No, thank you, Mr. Gus Depot. You've charmed me. I think you've charmed our listeners. And you know what? I hope to see you out walking
within the city limits. Welcome back to Roleplay, and today we are joined by a very, very special guest. If you have young children near the radio at the moment, I'd say cover their ears or maybe turn off the radio.
Yeah.
Because we have someone here who resembles a public figure that we all know and love in both how he looks but also how he sounds, and that will be beneficial to you guys, the listeners. Please welcome Michael Gee Friggins.
Good Bill Bahagat, Ryan Achara, dear Grit. Most delighted to be here on your podcast, which I believe is very similar to a radio program that one might have heard in the wireless in my youth, but now you would hear more ordinarily in your earphones and your headphones. Good Bill Bahagat.
You're to Falter Road, Michael Gee Friggins. Do you want me to get you a glass of water or a tissue or something for you?
No, I'm Tom, very good. Thank you very much for the offer.
Okay, nice one. So Michael Gee Friggins sounds a lot like Michael D. Higgins, which is kind of a coincidence because you do look and sound exactly like him. Our president, who's whose presidency is coming to an end soon enough. But I suppose for yourself, Michael Gee Friggins, tell me about what you do for a living.
Well, could have been a basket, Ryan, a chara, for your question. I suppose there's no point in beating around the bush or dilly-dallying. I am...
beat around your bush.
Well, yes, in many ways, because the polite way of putting it would say I'm an adult entertainer, but is this what Michael D. Higgins sounds like? Sometimes it's hard to even tell, but I am a stripper. That is what I do by my vocation, my trade. I take off my clothes, my
garments.
My garments, my children's-sized garments, because I'm very small.
Your little child-sized three-piece suits kind of thing.
Yes, and then I parade about with my clothes, amach us my body, and entertain those who have paid to see such a show. And at the end, they say to me, "Gulf mila macharat Michael Gee Friggins," and I say,
Michael Gee Friggins.
Michael Gee Friggins is my professional name in the business. Gulf mila macharat.
Well, you're Tafalt Road. So take me back to when you how did you get into it initially?
Well, I have been in the adult entertainment industry for a very long time, and not always in this particular character, because in previous generations, of course, Mr. Michael D. Higgins would not have been as prominent a figure, and so I would have to use as a frame of reference for my character choices different characters from popular fiction and culture.
Can you give me any examples?
I certainly can. You may remember the Muppets, a very popular children's series.
Yes, I am familiar with the Muppets, of course. Yeah, great.
So that,
you have Kermit.
Yeah, Miss Piggy.
Well, would you believe that is the character upon whom I based my initial character for myself, Kermit the Frog, whereas my stage name was Squirtit the Hog, sort of a reference to my genitals, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Thank you. I mean. So that would have been one of my initial characters. Of course, after that, there was a big moment in the culture when the Lord of the Rings, the popular book series by J.R.R. Tolkien, and then film series directed by Peter Jackson, was very popular, and I was told by many friends that I bore a resemblance to the Hobbits. One of the foremost hobbits in the series was Mr. Bilbo Baggins, so my character was Mr. Dildo Gaggins. I used to go by for a while, and
Bilbo, he was obviously always known as the sexiest hobbit.
Well, gotta be a maggot in many ways, yes, but hence why I chose him as my character. There was even a brief moment in
Lord of the Rings, the ring being another word for, one's ass.
Yes, also a cock ring was something that could be brought into play for that kind of a thing. So lots to work with there. There was also even a brief period of time where Rugrats was a very popular show, and you may remember the character Chucky, so who I bore a little bit of a resemblance to. So I briefly moonlit as Cookie, which is not much a reference to the little treat, but more cook. The word cook, I'm sure you're familiar with it.
Yeah,
and
I would be very and I suppose, in a sense, Chucky our law.
Well, your word's not mine. Cookie our law, I suppose, would be something I'd be more likely to say then. While
Sucky our law.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, listen, where were you 30 years ago? When I could have
Fulcher Road. And now as Michael Gee Friggins, throughout the years, obviously you played different characters, but now as Michael Gee Friggins, what does your routine involve now?
Well, I suppose my most common go-to would be I would arrive for a bachelorette party, a bachelor party, maybe a sort of a convention for a political party, when they're loosening their ties and starting to enjoy themselves. And I would come in and I would begin in a very official manner, as if I was the president delivering a speech. I would get up on the little podium and I would say, a charja winter na heren. I believe strongly in three things. 1, peace and prosperity for all. 2, the fighting of injustice wherever it should appear in this world. And 3, having a filthy good time. And that's when I begin to remove my garments and I perform a little dance routine that I like to call our ass on poop-teron.
Okay. Oh, as in, yeah. Okay, brilliant.
Similar to Oris on Ucteron.
Yes,
it's
but it can
more
have a play on
play
words. A play on turds.
Oh,
Yeah.
again, where were you when I was writing this routine?
Honestly, you should have brought me with you.
I should have. Perhaps I will in the future.
I'll hold you to that. I'll hold you to that. And look, as I mentioned before, you know, Michael D. Higgins. I almost called the actual president Michael Gee Friggins, which is your name. But he's finishing. I know that would be awful, but he's finishing up. You know, in a few weeks, time, couple of months time. Tell me, what will you do once he's retired?
Well, isn't that the question? I for so many years now, my act has been based upon his prevalency in the public sphere. So I'm not entirely sure, but I have a couple of ideas. I was considering, you know, the Irish language is having a real resurgence, which is fantastic to see. I'm a big believer in it. And so I was considering heading to the Gaeltacht to open a sort of dirty talk language school. Because it's an area of the language not quite getting the attention it deserves. So I was thinking of launching a school called Kaint Rurti. So dirty with a shavel. Dirty is obviously the English word, but I don't actually speak Irish myself. So I would need to...
The way you say Gurmil Malagot, you can have a great pronunciation.
Well, thank you. That's one of the few things that I don't actually know what that means. I just know that it's something that the president likes to say, so I say it as well. So that's one idea. Perhaps I might even run for the presidency myself. I'd be better than some of the characters who are running for it. Yes. Got a bit of Marcus. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, look, Michael Gee Friggins, thank you so much for chatting to me today. You know, best of luck with the rest of the presidency and in your future endeavours once Michael D. Higgins has retired.
Gareth Miller Bachagat.
Ta Faltrod.
Well,
oh yeah, sorry.
Apology accepted.
Gareth Miller Bachagat. Do you remember?
Tough Rove.
We both played roles there.
Sure
Gus Depot, which is kind of like a play on Bus Depot.
In case you didn't understand that. And Michael Gee Friggins, which is kind of a play on Bus Depot. So
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's more of a subtle one. More of a subtle play, that one.
Well, look, we both play roles, and now it's time for us to roll the dice because this podcast is called Role Play.
Yeah, or OLL, where we role play, but we also roll the dice.
And then roll to play.
Roll to play. What's happened is you guys have sent us some great sketch scenario ideas that we really, really loved. We picked the 6 that we loved the most, corresponded them to the numbers 1 to 6. Now we're going to roll the dice, and whichever number it lands on, we are going to play those roles.
Play it one more time.
Play those roles.
And Role Play are the greatest podcast.
Most definitely. We are.
So without further ado,
let's roll this dice. Here we go.
3. What is 3?
What is 3? Let's have a look here. 3 is 2 pensioners in an old folks' home, but they're super woke.
You could say they live in an old folks' home. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
We're already on the same page. We're ready to go. Let's
do it.
Let's do it.
Sage.
What, Jaden?
Come in here.
I'm coming.
Come in here. There's an episode of Z-Way that's on the YouTube.
Z-Way, that's my favourite show. It's fierce warm in here. It's fierce. I said it's fierce warm in here.
Well, of course why that is.
Climate change. Yeah.
Once again, the large corporations with their data centers have caused us trouble and strife.
It's that Elon Musk fella. He's a very huge danger to society and the global population as a whole, I think.
You make a very good point, Sage. And I would even argue that the very existence of the billionaire 1% class in and of itself poses an enormous risk to all of us.
There's only one thing for those billionaires, Jaden.
Tell me what it is, Sage.
The guillotine.
Oh, well, I would have to disagree with you there, Sage. I am a staunch opponent of physical violence in any way, shape, or form.
Well, in my opinion, there should be no such thing as a billionaire in this day and age.
I agree.
You have Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and...
Mark Zuckerberg, if you'll pardon my language.
Jade, will you stop? Sorry about that. And then you have...
Too much vaping, I think. You've had a few too many Bloody Marys.
I tell you what, speaking of billionaires, they can call me Spliff Bezos with the amount of fucking green I've smoked over the years.
You do like to blaze up a little of that sweet Mary Jane.
I certainly do.
Look at that devil's lettuce.
Stop.
Lemon haze.
Squidgy Black.
Oh, I'm impartial to a little bit of the squidgy African American myself.
Well, no, it's just because the actual colour of it is
Well, I just
black.
wanted to make sure I didn't
Offend anyone.
defend anyone because that's not in my nature, say.
Well, I tell you what, you might be offending a few people in here with that because immigration is a great thing.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Sorry.
It enriches the culture and society as a whole, I find.
Sorry, you're not...
By the way, my name is Sage and I know it sounds like I might be a man.
But you're not, in fact.
No, and I'm glad you didn't assume.
I didn't want to assume your gender. I felt that would be wrong of me, Sage. I never do. And also, I am almost completely blind. So there would have been no way for me really to be able to tell anyway.
What's for dinner?
Sorry, I didn't hear you there. I was just refreshing the district Instagram page. They've a post up about the gender pay gap, and my blood is boiling.
Oh, why I oughta, Jaden?
Why I oughta, Sage?
Any good recommendations on Char Food Guide?
Oh, I love Char Food Guide. I only take my recommendations from Char Food Guide, as I believe do you, Sage.
Yes. Well, as you know, I am raw vegan.
As should we all be.
It's only right.
It is.
And
Just take
Char
it
Food
off
Guide, they sometimes offer vegan restaurants and recipes and things like that.
Could I interest you in a snus?
Of course you can. You know I'm mad for the stuff.
Who isn't? I'm about 7 or 8 in right now.
I can tell by if the shakes. I thought that was the Parkinson's.
Yeah, well, it's a combination of the two, of course.
Who are you?
No, I am going to let you finish, but I'm just going to call one of the attending nurses to check if my order of a new Peloton jumper has arrived.
Well, I know you were a Dublin-based creative back in the day, Jane, so I wouldn't expect you not to be wearing a bit of Peloton. I have the Emporium on myself.
And I will tell you it looks great on you, but of course I am 90% blind.
Well, you could just imagine it so, Jaden, because it does look absolutely brilliant. And I tell you where I'd be wearing it this evening if I was allowed out of this old woke's home.
Where?
Drury Street.
Oh, it's a fine street. A fine street indeed, Sage.
A great pub on Drury Street is Sis Madden's, but not the Sis that we would be familiar with. It'd be a different type of Sis.
Confusing because it is a term we use quite a bit because we're woke.
So woke.
What are some other woke things that we can speak about? It's tough to know exactly what we don't want to go too far in talking about things.
Well, when the revolution comes, I'll be first on the front line, I tell you.
The streets will run red with billionaire blood.
I thought you didn't want to kill it.
I'm just after seeing the district are now in favor of killing the billionaires. Or so a Pedro Pascal meme that they have posted says. So now that's what I think.
Oh, well, that's very funny. There's nothing better than putting a funny picture of a celebrity and a left-wing celebrity as well, obviously.
Yes, of course. Pedro Pascal is very handsome. Or so I'm told. My lack of eyesight prevents me from knowing for sure.
Do you know what website is actually too woke for me?
What they?
Joe.ie. They should call it woke.ie.
They really should. If anyone oversteps the mark, it's Joe.ie. Or should I say
woke.ie. Well, now that it's called woke.ie, I actually like it again.
Me too. Say, I fear I'm close to death.
Go to the light, Jaden. I'll join you.
Join me, Sage.
Strange ending. That was a strange ending.
Yeah, and that was such a woke nursing home, an old woke's home, some might say.
Yes, some might say that. Some might say we should have said that.
I think Sage is actually underrated. I think she's pretty decent. Like.
Yeah, I like Sage. I like Jaden. I think they've pity that they've died.
Yeah,
is what I'd say.
Rest in peace.
Rest in power.
More like. That's all from us here at Roleplay
HQ,
aka Simon's gaff. Like.
Yeah, it's all from us. It's been a lot of fun. I have been Simon, Michael Gee Friggins, and Jaden.
And I've been Ryan, Gus Depot, and Sage.
And thank you for listening. You guys have been the listeners. And you also could be, if you want, the ideas people.
A contributor to the pod.
A contributor, a participant. I wouldn't go that far. Don't get ahead of yourselves.
Yeah, relax.
Yeah.
We're the brains behind the organization.
We're the main two, obviously. And you're very far behind us. But if you want to get a little closer to us, you can send us your sketch ideas and we will include them, if we like them, on the dice roll. So you can send that to us on Instagram at the Roleplay Pod.
Or but via email at the there's no at in email.
There's no at. Well, you can put it if you want.
The roleplaypod at gmail.com.
Yeah, so send it to us there and we will see you for next week's episode.
I love you so much.
I don't love you quite as much, but I think you're great.
Text me back.
Bye.
Bye.